ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be breaking down my income and expenses during this crazy pandemic where I was able to bring in $1,308 in passive income checks and I lost $2,795 worth of my working income. And I look so forward to breaking all of this down for you. So ladies and gentlemen, let's jump right into this.
Drop it.
Welcome back, my passive income investors. I like to my income and expense breakdown for the month of March, which in these economic situations has been rather rocky to say the least. And we're going to start on the U.S. side of the border. Being a Canadian citizen, the CAD dollar has dropped, so these USD incomes have actually been up quite a bit, which helps me out in these uncertain times. But taking a look, we had Microsoft that paid me out a whopping $26 in dividends. We had Johnson & Johnson in the medical space, which is performing exceptionally well this Monday, but I got paid out $58 in that USD. We had Southern Company, one of my utilities, that paid out $54, and we had Wells Fargo that paid me out another $5. Now, I did, however, convert some of this US to CAD when I purchased RioCan this month because, again, with the Canadian dollar being down so much, I really couldn't help myself just because that conversion was so good. And we can see on the Canadian side of my income, Northland Power paid me out $50, and then we had RioCan that paid me out another $36. In the combined total, if I converted it all to Canadian dollars, we'd be looking at $250 to $300, give or take. Now, let's move into my actual income aside from my dividend payments. Starting with my working income, guys, which has been so unbelievably abysmal because of this situation. As many of you were aware, I am a full-time magician, and this month I have lost out on over $3,000 worth of work. As I've said, usually January and February are my slow months just because there's nothing going on, and then March break is where I really kick off my season, where a lot of work starts pouring in, and I usually end up making that couple thousand to a few thousand every single month. And this month, absolutely zero. And I'm going to touch base a little bit more on this once I get through it, because there are a few things that show a little bit of light at the end of this tunnel for my career. But taking a look, where I've been surviving the most is on my Shopify store. I kind of just went through the whole payments that I've gotten this month, and because of you guys, I have actually been doing relatively okay on paying my expenses. Can we get into those expenses, guys? They have been up a lot more than usual because of my own stupidity, which I'm going to get into in a brief moment. But taking a look, 756 Canadian dollars is what I got paid out from the chartmaster.com, trying to help you guys track your portfolios better. In fact, I'm even using that product to go over the income and expenses on my iCloud spreadsheet here. And I'm super grateful that this product not only helps you guys out, but it's actually really helping me through these uncertain times. And I'm shocked, and I guess with everyone sitting at home watching their portfolios drop, they want something to do. I honestly thought sales were going to drop, but they've actually been up to all-time highs this month. So thank you for getting me through these really difficult times. Now, taking a look at the YouTube side of things, guys, I made $263, which we can actually see a rather large increase month over month by about $30 or $40. I'm hoping that compound effect continues to sustain, even though the average cost per view has been down, because obviously there's not as many advertisers out there, but at least YouTube is still collecting me a bit of an income through all of this, which again, if we take a look, I got no other income for the month. So between my dividends, Shopify, and YouTube, that is what I am living on right now. And luckily, that is the majority of my passive income. I don't really class YouTube as passive, but you know, once you've done the work, I'm still generating these views, whether I'm making these videos or not. So thanks so much for watching, and consider slapping a like to help the channel out, guys. I'd appreciate it. So let's get on over into my expenses now, because things were really unusual this month. I wasn't planning on losing all this work. I didn't find out until leading up till the week of the March break, which was roughly 2 to 3 weeks ago at this point. But nonetheless, guys, let's just get right into this, starting with my phone bill. As many of you know, I usually pay my phone bill well in advance, considering I like paying it in quarterly payments, so I don't have to deal with it every month. And usually my phone bill is around $50 a month. But this month, my phone bill was $247. Why was it so high? Because this wasn't a result of me overpaying the bill. This was a result of me texting a scammer. Somebody tried to get access to my Scotiabank account through a text. And I ended up just messing around with them and texting them repetitively. And I didn't realize it was a foreign text. And when I got my bill this month, I found out that all those foreign texts were worth 40 cents a pop, leading me into paying $180 more than I usually do. And I did try to dispute this, but Rogers, being the conglomerate they are, they're like, hey, you texted them, it's your fault. So don't try and be a vigilante out there and waste scammers' times, because apparently it's just going to end up costing you anyways. So I'm going to whip myself on the back and hopefully never do that again. So just remember, guys, if scammers are calling you and texting you, I know you might want to do that extra bit to waste their time, but don't do it, guys. It's going to end up costing you anyways. Moving into my internet bill. Now, this is a little convoluted, but I ended up paying $266, which is a lot more than my average bill. And the reason for that is my internet has been real bad lately. I had to have a repair guy come out. I don't got warranty for the repairs. I do have warranty for the parts, so I ended up having to pay the repair guy something like $120 or $140. Can't remember off the top of my head right here. But combine that with my internet bill for the month was $266. But on the good note, I got my internet bill down substantially, considering my average bill is usually $124 a month. My new bill going forward is going to be, I think, around $85 a month. So I'm going to recalculate all of this out, considering I thought this was going to be a sustainable and continued bill. But luckily, hey, it's going to be cheaper by about $40. So I got real lucky on that aspect of things, even though I had to pay a little bit more upfront to get that whole thing resolved, to make these videos for you, of course. Moving into my auto insurance, this is another great saver for me. I was able to knock down my insurance on the renewal, not as much as I wanted, but my new insurance bill is $119 a month, which is pretty great, going from $137 down to that $119, saving me just about $18, $20 a month. Now, auto repairs, getting ready for my March break shows, I was going to be driving all over the city, was planning to, and I wanted to get everything kind of figured out, so I was getting my summer tires put back on my car, and I found that I had problems with my valve stem. I had to get it replaced. That ended up costing me about $28. Now, for the gas side of my vehicle, I actually ended up paying more than I should have had for gas, because I haven't been driving at all, so my gas bill should have been under $100. But if you watch my YouTube channel, you were aware that I actually went out of my way to fill up jerry cans, so I wouldn't have to pay as much when gas goes up. So in the meantime, what I'm doing is, anytime I have to fill my tank, I'm going to fill it up at the gas station until those gas prices get resolved and go back up to whatever they go to. And then I'm going to use my jerry cans, because those jerry cans are probably going to save me between $20 and $30. I mean, we're not talking about huge money here, but in the aspect of being a frugal bugger, I had to fill up some jerry cans for later down the road, because God knows gas is going to recover at some point or another. Now, on the website side of things, talking about the Chartmaster again and some of the new businesses we're getting involved with, I do split these expenses with my business partner, Matt Money. So I actually had to readjust these, because they do get pulled out of the total allotted sum, but I only end up having to cover up half of that. So the total bill for the websites, considering we bought a new domain, which I'll reveal to you the new website probably sometime in the next week or two, but that came to a total of $30. Bank fees, to have to purchase the 3 stocks that I purchased this month with the dividends, including just some of the money I added to the account, we're looking at about $34. Food expenses, again, you guys know I live at home bumming off my parents a lot, but I went out and picked up some snacker doodles when we were watching some movies the other day. And then on the enjoyment side of things, just stupid things that I usually buy. I didn't end up going to the gym. Obviously, the gym's closed, so I mean, that was a little bit lower than it usually is, but that is the allotted total of my income and expenses for the month of March. Now, what am I going to be doing going forward here? Well, luckily, as I mentioned before, I am still waiting on a payout from one of these clients. I got so unbelievably lucky that my largest contract over the March break was a government contract, and they've actually stated that they're still going to pay us. They have been updating us regularly in emails, but because they're off employment right now and most of them are working from home, they don't know the timeline for when we get those checks. But to keep it in perspective, guys, that was an $1,800 check that I lost out on just from one of my clients I was going to be working for over the month of March. So if they do pay that $1,800 out, I will let you guys know. It wouldn't surprise me if they pay out a lower amount. They haven't really stated much other than they're going to honor their fees. So I don't know if they honor the full fees. I don't know what comes into the stipulations of that, but considering it's a government contract, I am super, super grateful that they're doing that, because being in the entertainment industry is really rough right now, and including the fact that we don't get guarantees in our job. And I mean, Cirque du Soleil laid off a stupid amount of employees. And again, I don't get deposits. I don't get unemployment. I don't get any of that. So for me to completely lose out on that much work is so abysmal and terrifying at the same time. But I'm hoping, and I'll keep you guys updated if they do end up paying that out. And then on top of that, the government of Canada, not talking on the U.S. side of the border, because I know the U.S. is offering benefits as well. The Canadian government today released that they're actually going to help out people like me. So I'll roll the clip so you guys can hear what Justin Trudeau said literally today.
For people to get through this tough time and for the economy to rebound, people have to keep their jobs. So we announced the Canada Emergency Wage Subsidy. I said last week that we'd have more details to share, and that's the first thing I want to talk with you about today. If your business's revenues have decreased by at least 30% because of COVID, you will be eligible for this subsidy. The number of employees you have will not determine whether or not you get this support. It will apply to nonprofit organizations and charities, as well as companies both big and small.
So I'm hoping I'm going to be able to tap into a little bit of that as well. How much that's going to be, I'm not sure, even if I can qualify. But the government seems pretty reassuring that people in my situation and other people I've talked to in the government said I will be one of those people that should be able to get something out of that. How much, we'll have to find out. And you guys will have to stick around and consider subscribing again as I update you as we move forward on all of this weirdness going on. But hopefully you are doing well through these weird economic times and you're going to be able to take advantage of some of these benefits, whether you're in the US or Canada, because I'm sure a lot of you are feeling the impact as well. I just can't get over the fact that if you go back to my videos, I think I was doing a live stream with the independent investor, and I was telling them that going into 2020 was going to be such a boring year because I had everything worked out. I knew what I was doing. I knew what stocks I was going to be looking at. I was only going to do one stock purchase a month, going to really tame things back. And then all of a sudden, this whirlwind of craziness came into play. And yeah, just unpredictable life, guys. Life is very fascinating. But remember, go out, get some fresh air, keep your distance, but try and stay healthy, guys. I know my health has been degrading a little bit because I obviously haven't been going to the gym. I've been very lazy, barely walking the dogs outside as of late. So I got to start focusing on my health a little bit more, but I'm always going to keep you guys updated. So stay cool, stay awesome, and I look forward to chatting to you tomorrow.